Good afternoon, everybody. Another segment of Frankly My Dear. Just doing, man, quick recap of Insecure, season 3, episode 2. So man, as usual, man, another good episode. Man. I just really like this show, man. Just the hidden messages, just a lot of relationship things, a lot of things we go through in the Black community, man. It's just a real good show, man. Real good show that puts things in perspective in our community. Anyways, man, we're gonna dive right into it. Like I said, I'm not gonna always hit on everything. I'm gonna just hit on certain things here and there, man, that I noticed throughout it. Noticed throughout the show. This episode. So first and foremost, it starts off. They're in a meeting, where we got y'all talking about, how that logo looks racist, and basically, the white hand holding the black kids. I just found, in that particular instance, man, it just shows you how people don't always, I guess, realize how offensive some things are. I feel like her boss was legitimately, she really thought she was right. She didn't see an issue with the logo. But she might have also looked at it from the perspective where, a lot of people are sensitive about pretty much everything nowadays, and she might have looked at it from the perspective of, who even noticed something so small? It's just a logo. And I feel like she was kind of throwing that vibe, like, she meant well. She thought she meant well, but in today's society, a lot of things offend people very easily. And actually, the logo, that is something that actually could offend people. So I could see, like some of them was saying, it's like, the white man holding all the black people in his world, you in his hands, or black man, white folks getting your hand out. So it was very interesting, man. I really did like that meeting, and it just shows you, even how they, had Issa as the token black at the job. But I might touch on that a little bit later. But anyways, so then, going into just some other small things I noticed, man. Like when Daniel was playing his music for his niece, just how she was more so, she liked it, but she was more so into a lot of kind of music people into nowadays. Music ain't got no substance. They just want to dance. They don't really want no message. They don't really want nothing of that nature. Or I also saw, not to be too hard on her, as we all, have both sides to us. We all got that ratchet side at times, but we also got a side that wants intellect. But I know what she was saying was like, if he wants to ever get played, unfortunately, it's like you got to sell out. You can't be a true artist nowadays. You have to either be making a dance song or making something, ignorant, or something that has no substance to make it nowadays. So, little niece had actually had a lot of perspective with her, or whatnot. Another thing, like, this is no particular order, man. Just when Issa was trying to find a place, and they was looking at her credit, and it's just the small stuff, man. Like, I wish, looking back, I feel we all made mistakes. We didn't know as we knew about credit. We kind of knew what we were doing wasn't our money at the time, but at the same time, it's like when you come from nothing, man, you kind of just, once you, even if it's credit, you get it. You just feel like it's a come up. You could just get whatever you want when you want it. I was just thinking about the stuff that was on her credit report. That was on her credit card statement, like lids, eating out, even like she said, like her girl said, like Radio Shack, like just buying unnecessary stuff, man, just because you could get it, because you got the credit limit to get these things. I think that's just something we got to start teaching ourselves more in society. I think that's what she was hitting on right there. Another small thing was how the girl Daniel, the little chick he messed with, whatever, how she was so fascinated about the dude being light skinned, the other guy being light skinned or whatnot. Of course you know what that play on. That's been an issue in our community for a long time. Light skin, dark skin, all that ignorant stuff. Within the community, man, and it's I feel like that's what she was kind of hitting on right there, like. it's just dumb at the same time. At the end of the day, we all black folks. Okay, we all got to stick together and stop doing that ignorant back and forth between light skin and dark skin. Anyways, all right, let me keep it moving. Um, so one small thing stood out when they were at the lunch. Issa with her coworkers, and the one girl was like, somebody's gonna always complain, pretty much. When Issa was saying that the schools weren't satisfied with the program, she was like, well, I mean, it's just one person complaining, pretty much. Someone's always gonna complain about something. That's true, but I feel like that's also an excuse that people use to not take a stand on something. Okay, that's the same line that we get anytime we bring up, police brutality, or bring up mass incarceration, anything of this nature, man. Like, horrible school systems, things like that, man. It's always like, some people just brush it off as, why are they always complaining? We always complaining because we feel like we don't have a voice, feel like we don't get heard in this country, and like when her coworker brought up why you always complaining, that kind of hit a spot, like, she don't understand because she ain't got to live through it. Okay. That leads me to the next thing. How Issa, was basically fed up with being a token black. Anytime it's a black issue, it's an issue because of the organization that she works for. They expected her to speak up and say something and be the all-knowing black girl at work when, like she was saying, she doesn't know everything. You can't just assume just because somebody black, they know everything about the black culture. I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything, okay, about what different black folks go through. We can only tell our perspective. So like she was saying, that leads me to when she was asking her manager to hire more minorities, mainly black people of color, but so you can get different perspective instead of just hearing it from one person. Issa's views may not be those that are shared by others in the black community, so you got to have multiple people, multiple minorities, or multiple people of color, so you can get a full perspective of the culture, and that's the problem there. They only got Issa to give them one perspective and one idea, and you can tell she kind of fed up with that, and I don't blame her. Okay. Like that's why she was asking them to hire more people. And the last thing that I noticed was the whole Daniel, when they were in the club or whatnot, and how he finally met. I don't know if any of y'all watch Greenleaf, but the little rapping dude in that is funny because he's a singer on Greenleaf, but and he acts the same way. It was just funny how he wasn't Daniel. Like I say, Daniel whole style is something about perspective. Music that's deep thinking. Deep introspect. And the dude wasn't interested in that. Put it that way. His mind, he was having so much success in making ignorant music, being caught up in it. You saw the energy he had when they started fighting. He got a kick out of that, man. You can't change dudes like that, man. That's who he is. So it's gonna be hard for Daniel to get put on, when that's the kind of guys he was targeting, trying to make music for. So hopefully, at the end, seemed like him and Issa, man, finally they making some peace with their situation, man. I hope Issa get that that management position, man, because she the only one trailing behind all her friends right now, when it comes to, just things, their lives and their professional, their careers. She's trailing right now, but, hopefully she get that position. Hopefully also, her and Daniel keep that bond they have. I kind of want them to remain as just like good, close friends, not go further than that, but we'll see how it goes, If it do, we'll adjust to that. But anyways, man, that's just my quick recap. Quick recap of season 3, episode 2. You all let me know what you think. Again, another great episode. Y'all hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. The more you hit the like button, the more people get to see get to listen to this video, man. Also, subscribe button, comment, start some conversation, share with some coworkers, some friends who also into the show or just into the ideas of the show. Y'all have a productive, wonderful day. One.